Hey guys, this is Crypto Spook.
And this is Moriarty.
And today we are bringing you a game called Abode.
I love the music in this game so far.
It has really good music. There's actually a bunch of records, and that's how you change the in-game's music volume, is with the record player that's in the room.
Oh, I enjoy the music so much.
Yeah, what about it?
I just enjoy it.
I do too. It was neat.
I wonder if we'll be able to play it or not.
All of those songs, I believe, are part of the YouTube library.
Well, that was smart.
Yeah, so I think this is called Something Something in Paris.
It does sound really familiar.
Yeah, we've used it. So, in any case, I really liked this game. It was really well done. This is an escape the room type game where you have to figure out a bunch of puzzles. The touch for everything was on point. Sometimes I had a hard time selecting exactly what I wanted, but I feel like it was more my fault than the game's fault. And it was just fun. It's a small room. There's maybe 2 rooms. You have to solve a whole bunch of puzzles in these 2 rooms. And the amount of puzzles they had is amazing. Like, in this one room, there's probably 12 or 15 puzzles. And each time, I found a different part of the puzzle, and all the puzzles have to be solved in some specific order. And for most of the game, I wasn't doing them in any kind of order. I was just kind of having fun doing them. I was just randomly picking up clues and dropping them in one place so I could go back and start trying to figure out what went where. That was probably half the game for me, was just piling up clues in a corner before I decided to figure out what the game was about. I just wanted to play with stuff because the atmosphere of this game is very good. The title Abode, I suppose you're just in somebody's apartment in the future and you're trying to figure out exactly how to get out of the room. Haha, that's why they call it an escape.
Haha. I will say, I've noticed that the escape the room thing is really popular with VR games lately.
I think we've seen 3 of them in the last week.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch, and some of them are really good. Some of them are very well done. For example, Abode, or Survive, A Escape. There are good escape games out there. I wonder if they're not oversaturating the market.
I would agree, but at the same time, I think there's something that sets them apart, and there's something that sets apart all VR games. Now, that said, I did find myself quite a few times tangled up in my cord. This game has you turning around a lot. You'll do a lot of moving around. And this brings me to the point that I need to figure out some way to keep my Vive cord from tangling. I keep tripping over it, and it keeps getting tangled up, and then I gotta put my Vive headset on the ground and straighten the cord out and spin the Vive around 50 times. It sucks. It really sucks. There needs to be is there a solution to this? Has anybody got a solution to this?
There is the wireless adapter they just announced.
I don't want that. I mean, yeah, that sounds interesting and all that.
It's only $200 extra.
Yeah, no. So my issue with that peripheral, which is what it would be that it may add lag. It may add input lag to these, and then people who have nausea in these games, that's going to exacerbate it. I mean, if you have added input lag to this, oh my goodness, you're going to be just having a terrible time.
I like the art aesthetic.
The art in this game is really good. It reminds me of something. It reminds me of one of the first demos I saw of VR, and it wasn't even for the Vive. I believe it was for the Oculus Rift, and the game itself was called, it was like The Amazing Escape or something like that. And you start out inside of an airplane in a car. You have to figure out how to get out of the car and drive the car out of the back of the plane. And I don't remember exactly what it was called, but this reminds me very much so of that art style. Maybe a little bit of Dr. Langskov.
There's a little bit of the Dr. Langeskov in here, just a little bit.
So there's a whole bunch of different stuff going on in this game. I, for one, really appreciated that. There are no static answers hidden anywhere. Well, not hidden. There's no static answers to puzzles just sitting out in the open. All of, pretty much each puzzle that you do will give you the answer to another puzzle. So all of the rings that you see me pick up in the game give you what I thought was a clue, and I didn't want any clues. I wanted to solve all the puzzles on my own. So I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna use these clues. I don't want to ruin the game by just using a clue to figure everything out. So I wound up collecting 10 clues before I finally realized, oh, you need these. These are puzzle pieces.
Right, but quite obviously they're puzzle pieces.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I can't imagine how you thought they were anything but.
I thought they were oh, you're stuck, here's a clue.
That doesn't make any sense.
Maybe. If you want to talk about hit detection in this game, some parts of it were really well optimized, some parts were not really well optimized. And I felt for the most part they did a good job with it. So I didn't realize what was going on. It turns out that my hat that I put on and is still on my head. It keeps knocking into stuff, and my hat will make pretty much anything in the world bend.
Bend?
Yeah, so my hat will like knock everything out of the way.
So we've already talked a little bit before this. How did you feel about the pricing?
What is the price of this game?
$9.99.
For how good the game, I would probably, I'm gonna say this, I would probably pay $10 for this game.
You said to me that you had hoped they would include additional levels.
Yes, because they did a really good job on this one, I would love to see them do more levels. The game is not the longest game I've ever played. You could probably beat it in about 45 minutes if you do it in one shot. Maybe an hour and a half if you do it in two. And it's just this room, and there's one other small bathroom that you unlock. All in all, it's a really fun, interactive puzzle.
You just wish that there was
more. I wish there was more. Because it's really well done. They did a good job putting it together. And all of the puzzles are unique, and most of them aren't something that I've done before.
You enjoyed it enough you want to keep playing, and there just wasn't anything else to play.
Yep.
I tell you, it's rare that Crypto will review a game, and then I will see him playing that game again.
That's true. Well, I don't really have that much time to play games, honestly.
But I did see that in this game. I saw him load this game up several times.
Like I said, they did a really good job on this game. I'm not just saying that. This is one of the better escape simulators that I've seen. So that said, it is an escape the room, and it's not the longest game in the world, so I don't really know how much more we have to talk about it. They did a good job with the puzzles. They did a good job with the ambiance of the game. Like, there was the sound of cars driving by and stuff like that outside the window, and constant rain and pitter-patter, and the music playing from your record player, which you could change in the game.
Which is super immersive. I appreciate them doing that.
Actually, playing this game made me think of something. As you know, there's destructibility, so like you could pick up a plate and throw it against the wall and it'll shatter. Why don't they start doing that? Like, there absolutely should be a bunch of vases, and I have to figure out, you know, where the vase is, and I could just smash the vase. No, crap, there was a clue inside that vase. That should be a thing. We have this ability.
That should absolutely be a thing.
I had a really good time playing it. So what do you guys think? Is this something you would pay $10 for? Is this worth $10 to you? Have you tried it? Have you played it? I will say that the ending of the game is not at all what you'd expect, and I appreciated that. There you go, guys. That's Abode.
If you like it, like it. If you don't like it, don't like it. Be sure to subscribe. Check out the Patreon.
Until the next one.